Hola Cultureros, welcome to Atleti Fanatics, and we are back with another episode of the review of the match against Union Saint Gilloise. I hope I pronounce it correctly, but I just want to say this: like USG again, Union SG, they played a very good game. So like my respect to them. I didn't expect them to come out this good because again they looked very fresh. They looked very physical as well,
Hmm.
and they almost scored an equalizer as well at the end of the match, which would have been very heartbreaking for all of us. And then again, we were in a situation where it's all do or die kind of matches. I mean, like it is still do or die kind of matches, but again, it would have been very difficult for us because we had to win these games in order to qualify for the next round. Without this 3 points, it could have been very different because we only have 4 matches remaining. Out of those four are two away matches, which again Galatasaray and PSV, and then one difficult home match, and then the last match is against Bodo. But yeah, Saint Kicks, you know, say something.
Yeah. So I want to start off, but we started off before. I want to say, what are your initial feelings? Not like the lineup or anything. How do you feel right after? Because we recorded this right after the game is done. So how do you feel right now since the game is done?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what to feel. Like, should I be happy or should I be frustrated? Because what is I don't know what to say. Like, it's some things we did, like something like was so stupid, and then you almost conceded like an equalizer, and then like fine, yeah, like you scored the third goal, but again they were trying to score the equalizer, and then they left those gaps behind, and then obviously you made the most of it. But again, we literally made so many stupid mistakes from once. I just want to point out like Ruggeri. I think for me he was very bad in this game. From starting, I mean like he had good moments in the second half
Hmm.
for a few minutes. After that, I think it was very bad. First of all, you give away a stupid free kick. Then second, again you're not physical enough to shrug off your defender. He bullies you, gets over you, hits it in, easy equalizer for him. And then again, like in the first half you do like 2 3 mistakes, like you're getting nutmegged, and then again. And one more thing I want to say, Ruggeri is slow, he's not fast.
He,
I just realized this today, he's not that fast.
no. You see what it is? It's like it's the opposite situation of Almada. So Almada is not actually that fast, but his acceleration is high. So he goes from zero to top acceleration very quickly. But as you saw multiple times in the latter end of the second half, you would see moments where he would get outpaced from players who are a little taller and these other things, right? Versus Ruggieri, where his acceleration is very slow, so you won't see his top speed for a while, which
Yeah,
is
the pitch is over. The pitch is over. I'm still
yeah.
waiting for his top speed. The pitch is over. The guy is gone. The winger is gone. He's literally inside the box. So again, so yeah, I mean, we can't rely for like speed on Ruggieri for sure. The guy is slow, that's for sure. Now maybe I understand like why Simone chooses Javi Galán over Ruggieri sometimes. Now like starting to like make some sense because again, like
I
he
still can't justify it, but I'd like to hear your
no,
thoughts.
for me this match I think he had a very bad game. Like I can't defend Ruggieri in this match. Like yes, after like the first 30 minutes were awful. After that, like again, fine. You made again one more thing. Ruggieri again the crosses he was putting. I didn't like it at all. Julián Álvarez again with his left foot put in two good crosses with his left foot,
Hmm.
and Ruggieri natural foot is left foot, and still he can't put a good cross. I mean, come on, man. You have to do better than that.
He had a few, but it doesn't really change. I think it wasn't a good performance by Ruggieri, and I can't really argue otherwise after that, to be honest with you.
But
So
yeah, I mean, yeah, your my answer would be I think like I'm much more frustrated than happy. That would be my answer. Like, what about you? What do you think about the match?
I
What are you feeling?
I feel the exact same way. Where I in any other situation, if you give me a 3-1 result almost for any team, I would be happy. But the way that we won it, with the context that we had, it feels like we got away with something rather than getting a 3 points that we just fully deserve. If you give me this result against Barcelona, regardless of how I got it, I would be like, yeah, nice, right? Unless we scammed like two bad penalty decisions or something like that, right? this whole this game to me, like when we eventually got to it, but it's like this game to me was a routine win. And I don't mean this to disrespect USG because they played very well on the game, but this you could see clearly, especially in the moments where we did score goals, there is a clear difference. Regardless of how good USG is, there is a difference in level at the peaks of the moments when the chances come. Alvarez scoring that volley, that Giuliano got, or Giuliano running past a man like that, in terms of knowing that he can pace him out and then spacing himself such that he could actually create the chance. Barrios throughout the entire game, right? And those are just individual players or individual moments. But you could see clearly Atletico Madrid, especially at home, should be offering, and they did offer, moments and times where you realize, yeah, we just can't really stack up in these things, right? And to me, while that's great, I think we set up ourselves in such a way that we were not able to take advantage of it. In a similar fashion that I think, um, I'll say this very briefly, with the Real Madrid, for instance, with Liverpool today, right? I didn't get to see a lot of the game, to be honest. I was just watching Atletico, watch a little bit on another screen, but you could see Real Madrid focuses and does a lot of the individual aspects of their team, right? There's Bellingham, there's Mbappe, there's Vinny, whatever, and these players by themselves could carry most very good big teams quite easily. But if you can't platform them to be able to show their individual talents, you see how flat and uninspiring they can be on the night. And I think I saw something like that today for Atletico, where it's like, even though we won 3-1, this should have been, in my eyes, a game where it could have easily been a little 4-0 or 5-0. Same thing that you were suggesting. Anything? I was like, as the game went on, I was like, why isn't this a 5-0 in my head? Why isn't this something more than that? And I feel like we were far enough into the season where we kind of sort of understand the levels of the team. I think, bar a few surprises, more or less of the team we kind of know, and maybe Carlos Martin, because we don't really, he's had like no minutes at all. we know what to expect from our teammates and to expect from these players that we have on the pitch, and it will start from the lineup and it will go to the substitutions, and we'll get to where we need to go. So let's start up. Alex, how did you feel about the initial lineup? Surprising, eh?
Initial lineup. Yeah, I mean, like we kind of like predicted this, like the defense. Just like we didn't predict like Molina playing, but like we kind of predicted this. Like the backline was almost similar with Robin Loman, David Hansko, and Ruggieri. Molina was not. I mean, but again, like I was like, okay, fine. Like, let's see what Molina has to offer, because like it could have been either his, like, like he's not starting or playing anymore with us, or like, like, or maybe he'll have a very good game. But for me, I would say Molina, like, I think he had a decent game. I can't say anything bad to Molina in this match, because again, for me, the bad defender out of this back four was Ruggieri. It wasn't Molina. So I'm not saying anything. I mean, like, yes, Molina wasn't good. Of course, he had some few missed passes, but again, I think for me he was decent. I think the first half against in
It's not
yeah.
so much that he was out of his way error prone. Like what Ruggieri was a liability, but in your eyes, that wasn't the case for Molina. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like with Niang in the first half, I think like he defended still pretty well. Like he didn't let him go away that much. Like for example, on the left hand side of Atleti, like there was attack happening after like attack after attack,
Mhm.
because I was expecting this team. Like I was like, okay, it's 5 minutes. USD have the ball. Okay, our players will wake up. Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, fine. It's fine. They had a lucky run. Our players will wake up. 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? 20 minutes, I'm like, what the fuck is actually going on? 25 minutes, I'm like, come on, guys, wake up. Like, we're literally in the Champions League match. We need this win. 30 minutes, again, it's still like, like it's like 50-50. Even though you can say, like, Atleti had most of the possession. But again, like, was it, on their half where we actually could have hurt them? No. Then we go to like one good move from Pablo Barrios with the pass, and then. But again, anyway, let's just start with the starting lineup.
Hmm.
Uh, yes. So again, like I said, Molina, I wasn't surprised. I'm like, fine, okay, I was fine with it. The midfield, I would say, I really want Koke to rest, like we discussed in the preview as well. Like Koke need rest, and we could see it in this match as well. He was rusty. He gave away the ball few
Few
times in the
times.
first half, and it could have resulted in a very bad situation. For example, like a goal or a penalty or a shot on goal, which eventually almost happened. So again, Koke needs to rest. Again, I'm saying this: Koke needs to rest. He can't play again and again. I was saying like Pablo Barris, like don't want to start Pablo Barris in this match because again he's just coming out of injury. But
With yet a prolonged
without
injury, because as
exactly
you saw,
and
Dybala and Masantona have pubalgia, which will probably last them for the entire career.
exactly, so Pablo Barris again, you can't like rush him in. But without him, in this match we would have looked even worse. Like what the fuck? Like I don't know. Like like I was saying, like we need to rest him, but again, without him, I don't think the first goal was coming, and we would struggle again against USG. So it's kind of like it worked out, but I hope like again, like like when he got in the second half and he was laying down on the pitch, I was hoping it's not something serious, and I still hope it's not something serious. Alex Baena on the left hand side. Again, we discussed this. Like if Griezmann starts up front with Julián Álvarez, Alex Baena will go into the left hand space. But for Alex Baena as well, I think like he didn't have a good game for me in this match.
That's fair.
And Alvarez and Griezmann again. Julián Álvarez again. I want to say about Julián Álvarez. I mean, like good finish, good goal, but like he looks sluggish. He needs rest. He needs rest. Julián Álvarez needs rest. This guy has been playing consistently. I don't know, like from the start of the season. This guy hasn't stopped with the national team, with us. He hasn't stopped at all. And like since Coloni is on the phone with Simeone about Molina, playing him, now and then, I think Simeone should call Coloni as well. Like you need to rest this guy. International
Pull in
break
a
is coming
favor.
up.
Pull in a favor.
Exactly, international break is coming up. You need to bench this guy. Play Lautaro Martinez. Why don't you play him? This guy needs to rest because again, he's not looking. He's looking sluggish. He's looking tired. We could see him like that fresh Alvarez, that pressing Alvarez. We're not seeing that anymore. Like the one we saw against Real Madrid, we didn't see that Alvarez because again he went to the international break. He played those games again, those couple of games. And what are those games anyway? These are friendlies. You guys not even playing any major competition or anything.
I mean, they
So
qualified. They qualified first. There's no if but or maybe. They will be first as qualifiers.
e- exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to rest him up in the international break, upcoming international break. I hope he rests. I don't want Scaloni to play Julian Alvarez in this international break. I want him to rest. That 2 weeks break, I want him to rest so that he comes back with with that freshness. Griezmann, again, we said Griezmann was good. I would say in the first half and in the second half as well, Griezmann was decent, and I really like that. It's very rare to see Griezmann, getting angry at the referee like with that no, not a foul, which was actually which he was right. Like that wasn't a foul at all.
So
But yeah. Yeah, I mean, like it's good. Like it was rotations. Marcos Llorente got the rest. Again, he was playing consistently. And then backline, we just said. But again, I didn't expect Koke. I wanted Bayern in midfield. But fine. And just because of that, just because of the how like the match came out, Johnny Cardoso didn't get any minutes. Raspadori didn't get any minutes. Mark Pubil didn't get any minutes. So I'm disappointed on
don't
that
forget
part.
Carlos Martin. He exists. He's real.
Yeah, but again, I mean, like I'd rather like see these three players get those minutes
Yeah.
first than Carlos Martin at the point. So again, I was disappointed with that. But again, having said that, it was okay, but like you could see where the weakness was. But then we sent your thoughts on the lineup.
On just the lineup, I would say I was a little surprised. I think we talked about the backline in terms of the hopes where we're saying, oh, we should play Pubil and we got Molina. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, not great, but every time that he's played Molina, he's subbed him off for Pubil. So I was like, we'll see Pubil later on. In my head. Right. Um, then the midfield, I didn't expect Barrios to come in, as you said, but As we see, you can't really not have him if you have to have him. Bayana left midfield. I think that kind of shows I don't really like seeing him there because it kind of forces too. He can do the defensive contribution. He wants to do the work. He has the ability to do the work, but it takes too much out of his game in comparison to what he can offer you a little further forward. And it feels like there was a mix in my head where, as much as I love Griezmann on Champions League nights, and he had a good performance, all things considered, as much as I think, we call it, I want to see respiratory and other things. But I feel like Bayana has to be in at least in the 4-4-2, he has to be in that second striker position. He has to be able to get that freedom to move and not force him into the defensive aspects, because we didn't get to see the best of Bayana at any point in time. And then when the subs finally came on, you were like, oh, nice. Now Bayana can take up Griezmann's position. And then you just saw him sitting right next to Griezmann. I was like, what? So and I'm a little shocked. I'm going to say again, I'm very shocked that Almada did not get a start, considering the fact that he scored 2 and 2 before this game off of the bench. Came off the bench, had a good game off the bench. Not amazing, but had a good game. And you think to yourself, well, it stabilized itself for the most part when he came back on. So it's like, why are you not allowing him to be on the left wing, knowing that Nico is injured and he's not coming, he can't play any pitch? Just give the Almada the start, and So for the most part, the lineup was. I'm not sure how I feel about. I think it was. Even if it's rotated in the wrong way. You put the wrong players, you put the wrong pieces in the jigsaw, and it looks wrong. And so said, so done. That first half was not particularly good on the eyes at all. But I think it leads to a wider thing, which is now, as we're talking about the first half now, we already know for the most part which players should be where and what times. Nico and Almada should be taking that left midfield in the 4-4-2, right? I don't really want to see anyone else. Besides, if we need to, we could see Gallagher there, but I don't need to see Bayern there. I want to see him further forward. Barrios and Koke and those, I can see Gallagher there at times, but I don't need to see him there. Johnny should be there as well. I'm surprised you didn't get to see him today, and I still think, even though Ruggieri had a bad game today, I still prefer seeing Hanko as a centre back than as a left back. I still think it's still worth that sacrifice, because we saw him in a good game last game and we saw him in a bad game. And I think the lesson here is still, I want to see Hanko as a centre back. So in regards to the first half,
No, for me, I mean, like, yeah, like I agree. Like for against for the teams, like for example against USG, no disrespect to them, they had a very good game. They almost steal, a point from us. I'm just saying that, like, against the heavyweight teams, I don't see Ujiri starting.
you probably can.
I
Not right now.
I want David Hansko as a left back. If we're playing against someone like when you have to like punch above the weight, I want David Hansko playing in that position.
I can't imagine Ruggieri against Yamal being a particularly good viewing for anyone. But again, I could be surprised, and he could grow even further. But the idea here is, for the most part, he should be getting minutes on the left back. If in the bigger games, I don't mind seeing Hanko as a left back. I don't mind the situation changing. Also, we didn't mention it, but Lunamond came in for Jimenez, and we were a little shaky in defense, and then he got a knee injury. I want to get updated on that, because I hope it's nothing serious, because we already don't have a lot of center backs, and I don't want to see Longley. So let's kind of hope to follow up on that. Anyway, your thoughts on the first half, since we already
no, there is explanation from I think from Atleti account only. They wrote something about it. Let me just check. Okay, so they due to an indirect trauma hyperextension in the left knee. Okay. So I mean, again, this can it depends actually. That really depends. I mean, this can he can go for at least a month, or he can actually be back by like 2 weeks or something.
That sounds like a sprain. So it sounds like somewhere between, yeah. So somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks. This is not great.
Yeah,
But
which is
if
I mean,
you,
again, I mean, next game we
this
can
is the
handle.
best. This is the best possible time to get a centre back injury because the entire month of November should be ideally the weakest opponents we could get so far in the season. So
True, 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 true. I agree with that. But anyway, talking about the first half, like yeah, I mean, again, I think most of the attacks of UST were coming from our left hand side with that Ruggieri and Baina. And again, Ruggieri ran like he got past Ruggieri very easily, and then he almost got past David Hansko, and then I mean he did got past David Hansko actually. Actually, he stopped the ball by himself. Do you remember that?
I recall
He
that.
yeah he stopped the ball from his own foot, and no one else stepped in. Which was again that was today was very bad defending from us. Very bad defending.
Hmm.
I don't know where to start. I think like the only good defender today in our back four was David Hansko. That's it. Otherwise, it was very bad defending from Jimenez. From I mean, Molina, I didn't see much defending from him, but like yeah, I did saw some missed passes from him. But
Yeah, I'll
again,
talk about that too. I didn't see much defender from Willian either.
but I mean, Ruggieri, I saw a lot. So yeah, that's why like I'm having a go at Ruggieri today. And then anyway, and then Koke again, he just like gives away ball in midfield. It's counter attack, and Pauli Baris has to step in to stop that counter attack at the very last moment. For me, it was very close between Paulo Barrios and Giuliano Simeone for the man of the match. Because again, like I said, Paulo Barrios, like we didn't want Paulo Barrios to start, but again, without him, we won't be getting these 3 points
That
at
would
all.
have been that would have been a probably a comfortable loss actually.
Exactly, it could have gone anywhere. But anyway, but I just want to say this as well. So last 3 matches we've played, like, and we had 3 different injuries. Last match, Nico Gonzalez. A match before that, Paulo Barrios, and this one, Rolian Oman.
Hmm.
3 consecutive
Incredible.
injuries, which is again not good. I mean, like we are getting a team back almost. So yeah, like we need everyone 100% fit at this point of time.
Time for
Uh,
academy players. But yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
unfortunate.
Anyway, again, like I said, like Koke is out of energy right now. Like he needs rest. He has given what he had to us. The guy is almost 34, 35 now. It's almost time for him. He's playing in midfield. He's not playing as a striker where he doesn't have to run that much. He's playing in midfield. You need some legs in midfield because you're pressing. You're at under pressure always. So again, you need to be at your 100%, and he has given us the best he could, and now he's out
That's
of energy.
110%.
Exactly. Now he's out of energy. So you need to bench him. Like give him some rest. Give him some time. So like when he comes back, it'll be different. It's beneficial for us only.
Mhm.
But and you have players for it as well. You have again Johnny Cardoso, you have Gallagher. But anyway.
Mhm.
So that goes on, and then again, I think the only chance we created was from Julián Álvarez with his again left foot, good ball in. Jimenez misses a header. Again, the second chance he puts a good ball in. Giuliano. Again, he was I think a little bit late to connect to the ball, and like I said again, Julián Álvarez put in 2 crosses with his left foot. So JJ, I didn't see a single cross by him from his left foot.
He put two pullbacks, which were okay, but yeah.
Pullbacks again that pullback again, you just reminded me, Giuliano Simeone was empty at the far post. If he doesn't do a pullback, if he looks up, gets his head up, that's a straight tap in for Giuliano. But anyway,
Whatever. He had a bad game.
anyway, yes, there you go. If you want to put it that way, there you go. But anyway, so there's a counter attack, and then again Paulo Vaz gets the ball, a very good ball to Giuliano Simeone, and Giuliano Simeone just turns on his NOS,
Mhm.
that's Fast and Furious NOS. Press the
Mhm.
button, goes past the full back. Nice layoff to Julian Alvarez, which again has a loose touch. There's no supposed to ball has to bounce that much. That was a loose touch, but
The
again,
finish
yeah,
was sublime.
but the finish was good. Yeah, you could see the Union SG players going like this, and the ball is going from the middle, and then actually went from the keeper's legs as well. So a very good goal. 1-0, good, and literally out of nothing, to be honest, because like we were struggling to make any chance, and then again it came out of nothing just because of Giuliano pace. So again, Giuliano has been now again. I'm telling you, the match where we'll bench Giuliano, we will miss him for sure. And again, it'll be difficult for us to find ways. Giuliano is becoming important for this team, like day by day. He has the goal contribution, I think, almost in every match. Last match again, he gave that assist to Thiago Almada. Before that, against Real Betis, again he scored the goal. He put the ball in plate for Julián Álvarez to score. He couldn't finish, and then even before that, against Osasuna, again a perfect ball for Thiago Almada. So Giuliano right now is on fire, and I hope it remains the same. I hope he continues with it. And again, there will be a time where Giuliano will need rest. Like the thing we're seeing right now, again, he will get slow as well, because again, like you can't have the same energy in every match.
Mhm.
He will need some time as well. So it, I'd really like to see like how Simeone will manage this with Giuliano. I mean, like he do keep changing him after 60, 70 minutes, bringing on Molina. But let's see how he manages the Giuliano situation. But anyway, your thoughts on the first half?
I don't have too much to say on the first half, so I'll be brief, and then I want to talk about something a little in between. But for the most part, this game into the first half, as you say, the defending wasn't particularly good before Lenormand came on. Well, it started, and then after he left the pitch when Jimenez eventually came on, it got a little bit more organized with Jimenez. But Jimenez didn't have a particularly good game, in my opinion. I think he had a few moments where I was a little shocked that it was like, oh, okay, that's not what I expect from you. But there were other moments where you feel like he was a commanding presence. So I'm not sure what happened there. Um, Molina, well, you already talked enough about Ruggieri, so I want to talk about Molina. The right hand side was not good in terms of the attack in the first half. Giuliano had his moments, but in terms of consistency, there's too big of a gap between Llorente and Molina as a player right now. And I couldn't say this last season because last season they were
That's true. That's true. I agree with you.
a lot
Like I
closer.
think, yeah, that's true. Like attacking way, Molina didn't really give much. That's true. With
He had
Llorente,
that
there's much more.
shot. He had that shot that almost went in around 45 minutes or so, like just as the halftime was about to call. But in terms of being able to link up with the players, being able to make the off the ball runs, being able to cut back on these crosses and the other things, Molina was not able to really give anything that I would say even gives an alternative to Llorente in a meaningful way. Where, as in last season, he had enough differences between Llorente that you would say, well, you could sub off Llorente, give him a little rest. I can't say that this season comfortably. I can't say that at all. I I would also say part of that leads into a bigger conversation, as you just mentioned, which is with the Giuliano thing. Giuliano's on fire. Great. Giuliano has an amazing and immaculate injury history. However, uh, injuries will affect everyone, right? And even if injuries don't, people lose form from time to time. Now, Simeone last season was very, very good at being able to rotate the entire squad. By the time we played Barcelona, I think almost every player in the team had about 500 or so minutes in them minimum, if not more, right? And everybody, you had a chance to do something. You had moments to change some aspect of your game. I saw, bar injuries, I saw there's a reason why Molina and Llorente were able to have that kind of uh, level where even though Llorente was better than Molina, Molina wasn't. If Llorente is an 8 out of 10 almost every single game, Molina is like a 6.5 or a 7. I could see Llorente this game, for instance, is an 8 out of 10 again. He came onto the pitch, he made great immediately. Molina was a solid 5. if not worse, right? Because even defensively, it's not that he made a bunch of errors and these other things, but is you could see that he doesn't take the same responsibilities Llorente did. Giuliano made a mistaken back pass header, right? Normally with Llorente, that's easy. He either headers it back out, headers it to the keeper, headers it to Oblak, or he controls it and passes it to Giuliano, right? All three are options that he could do. Molina instead says it puts it in a situation where Oblak has to take responsibility. Oblak now has a scurry to get the ball. All of a sudden, you created a chance because nobody is up to date with everybody. Part of that is on Simeone for not giving more minutes to the rest of the squad and not allowing them to have proper communication in these moments. Another part of that is honestly just Simeone giving minutes to the wrong players because Molina is not the guy. It's not hard to see. Molina and we'll say in the second half for the Solat has no goals in the Champions League. He has no goal contributions in the Champions League.
He deserved one today. He deserved one today. Today I'm gonna be all about. He was very good. He deserved
don't
one
agree,
today.
but that's okay. He did everything right for that one chance. Took 2 swipes at it, and then Gallagher decided, yeah, let me show you how this does, and then scored it. But right, I'm not here to talk about Solat. I'm also here to talk about the fact that too many players right now are too important to take out. Barrios just came back from a groin injury, right? I hope nothing happens. But again, Pubelgia is not something you want to have from your young, up-and-coming star midfielder. Allow him to get proper rest. Allow your team to be properly rotated. I know we had bad injuries, but this doesn't really excuse what I'm seeing a lot of times. Why am I seeing Nico Gonzalez coming from the bench when he was in FIFA last game? Why am I seeing Molina playing a full 90 today when you could have easily put on Pupi? Well, like these things don't make sense and they slowly add up because if Molina gets an injury and Llorente is in bad form, who do you put on? You know he's not putting on Pubil, so you just have to suck salt. That's nonsense. You need to be able to use your entire squad. I get that the squad is bigger than usual, but even then, I know Simeone.
I agree. I mean, like Molina was on a yellow card as well, so like the second half was becoming much more intense. The last 15 minutes or so. So and again, but again, let's just save it for the second half.
Yeah.
But
So let's talk about the second half now. So how do you your thoughts on the second half?
I think we started very good. The pep talk from Simeone definitely helped. I think like Simeone put some energy into them. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know, like, and then the second half was very good. A very good ball from Griezmann to Alex Baena, which again he didn't have a good game. I think like if he was having a good game, he would have controlled that ball easily, and again would have maybe scored because that was a very good ball from Antoine Griezmann. And then before the substitutions, I think it was just like half chances. I didn't really see much from Atletico Madrid until like the 60th, 65th minute. I don't remember seeing much until like the substitutions came. But anyway, I would say Koke made another mistake, by the way, in the second half. Before the substitutions, where he was passing back to Oblak, and again
it was a hard back pass. Actually, I now remember
exactly. And then Oblak has to like rush in, and then he had to like do like a proper defensive header because again he can't control the ball because that'll be a foul. So and like luckily he won the foul. You know, he clashes with the defender. He won the foul. So again, like I said, Koke is looking rusty because again he's out of energy. You can't play him another match. That's for sure. You can't play Koke in the next match. And that's 100% sure. But anyway, and the way even like I could see like even before the goal, like in the second half, like the set piece defending were very bad. The set piece defending was not looking good, and again it has been the story this season. Like us defending the set pieces haven't been good.
There's like small waves in time where we look like we're very good at set piece defending, and then we're right back to the nonsense.
True, and this is me saying before the goal and before the substitutions, where again USD had some chances from the set piece, and we weren't looking good. But anyway, until the substitution, I don't remember other than these two, three things, which actually, but again, we had good possession, but we weren't creating much from that possession. And then again, the substitutions came in with Baena going off, Griezmann going off, and Koke going off. And Thiago Almada came in, Sorloth came in, and Gallagher came in. And I would say, like, I didn't see Thiago Almada much in the match, but Gallagher and Sorloth, as substitutes, they literally put in some energy in this match, and it kind of worked. Like they had fresh legs. Gallagher again for me, Gallagher was really good in this match. Whatever he 30 minutes he got, Gallagher was very good. That's good because again Gallagher was getting a lot of question marks from the fan base. So again, I think this match he had a very good match from the bench. Sorloth again from the first minute to the last minute, I think Sorloth had a very good match as well. Like I
That's good.
can't
That's
find,
good. We can get some good money from them.
but I'm saying like he had a like he looked Sorloth. I don't know today looked like he was on a mission or something. The way he was, like
Mission to score
going
his first Champions League goal.
he was on a mission because again you could see the way he was pressing. Like I haven't seen him pressing like this in La Liga. The way he was pressing, the way he was actually like running as well, the way he was taking the ball to the opposition's box. It's not like you see those things often with Sorloth. But again, for me, again, that was a good ball from Molina to Sorloth. He goes into the box, and that's a penalty for me.
It
He
was. I don't know
That's
why
a
the
penalty
fouls
for
or
me.
nothing.
That's a penalty for me. This contact, yes, Sorloth makes the most of it, but again, there's enough contact. He doesn't get the ball at all. He puts his leg in front of Sorloth. That's a penalty. I don't know what else like you want more out of it. I don't know. Like in Champions League, we are like they just. It's
I
like it just they look at the logo. It's let yeah nah let it go, leave it.
in the Club World Cup where when they made a decision, if they went to VAR, if they didn't, you get like a loud like stadium wide thing where they tell you what the decision is, and it's like cool. I'm not saying I want that all the time because it's kind of annoying, but but sometimes I would like some clarity because it's like, what did you see that you said, yeah, that's not a penalty, even
Yeah,
if he does,
exactly,
if he's
exactly.
not,
I want an
he's not
explanation. Yeah.
but you know, I don't know.
That's 100% penalty in my eyes. That's a penalty. 100% penalty. There's contact. He doesn't get the ball at all. He puts in his leg in front of Sorloth. Again, like you can't do that.
Hmm.
He again usually gets away with it. Again, that could have been 2-0 even before the goal. So easy thing. But anyway, you could see Julián Álvarez saying that as well. Like he didn't get the ball at all. Like Julián Álvarez was at the referee. Like he didn't get the ball at all. But anyway, I don't wanna.
VAR is only as good as the people who use it, I guess. So
That's true. That's true. Again, this would have been a talking point, like if the result was 2-2 or something, which is now like it won't be. Like we won't
I'm getting
look
a
at
little
it like
frustrated
that way.
because I've heard you say that so many times already, and it's like it's not specific to Atletico, even though I know that that's the case. But it's really frustrating because it's like I know for a fact other teams, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, will get those situations called unequivocally. That will happen to them, and they'll get the call. And if they don't get the call, they'll cry so much they'll get calls they're not supposed to get. Right? In these situations, a, we get these situations, and then afterwards nothing happens. So they just feel like they can do it again, and I don't appreciate it because it needs to like this is refereeing in general. It's not specific to Atletico, but man, this is frustrating.
Exactly. I mean, like I'm just talking about this right now. Like it'll go under the rug for sure. Like like just because like we had 3 points, like no one would actually like look at it right now. But it's 100% penalty. If the match doesn't go in our favor, maybe we would like look at it. But right now, no one would look at it right now. The penalty situation. Now, our neighbors, the match against Liverpool, they had two penalties shouts. One Vinicius, where again he was crying for a penalty, should have been sent off by the way, because again doesn't hit his face. It's a dive. And the
Mm-hmm.
one, the Arda Guler one, they're crying about the Arda Guler one, which again it's not a penalty, and they're literally crying. They're flooding Twitter right now. the tweets
What
against.
about the Chomeny one where it hits Chomany's hand?
No,
So
that's not a
Shopify
penalty.
takes,
That's not a penalty
but it's not
for
next
me.
to the body, no? If you
No,
take a shot,
no, no.
I understand in the sense of if you don't want to give the foul, but it's like I'm looking at it from the point of view of the rules state if you are if your hand is not next to your body, right, and the ball and the if intentional or not, if the and the hand is stopping a goal scoring chance, that should be a penalty, no?
No, that's not a penalty because again, it's also the fact that like you're not making your body look bigger. Like it's almost like like close to his body. So like it says like right now over here. So like for example, like if you do like this, you know, do like this where it's like not close to the body. If
If
you
you're
do like
blocking
this,
your face,
yeah, like long leaper for example, what he did against
okay,
Real Madrid. That's a penalty, but not like when it's close to the body. So that's not a penalty for me. But again, even the RWA one is not a penalty.
okay.
And again, you still Real Madrid fans crying over it. This is how you build pressure over referees, and that's why they get those decisions. But anyway, back to our match. So again, and then I don't remember where Solar gets the ball from. Oh yeah, I think it was from Gallagher only. Gallagher gets the ball, plays it to Sorloth. Sorloth run into the box. Very good run by him. He goes inside, takes a
Does
shot.
everything right, by the way.
Exactly, does everything right. Takes a shot, gets the rebound, takes a shot again. Great touch by Gallagher, by the way. Great touch by Gallagher. Sets himself up, and then bam, rocket, and 2-0. And I was very happy for Gallagher, by the way, because again, I think it was the match against, I forgot, like a few matches. It's been 3-4 matches where Gallagher is not looking good, and again we know like there's interest from Premier League for Gallagher as well, and how quickly the fans turned up against him, like like oh you can sell him or whatever. So I'm happy for Gallagher because I think like he had a very good game, and like good thing about Gallagher is like he is available for you. Other
You
players
mean
might
like
be
a
injured
physical?
or
Oh, you
anything,
mean like a forward? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
like but he'll be available for you. So like he gives you an option coming from the bench. Gallagher, he definitely gives you an option. That's one thing I really like about Gallagher. Like he gives you an option coming from the bench. Now now again, it's up to him if he really want to perform well, because this match was turning to be very physical. So again, like Sevilla match, this was a perfect match for Gallagher as well. And we could see again the tackles he was putting in. He stopped a lot of counter attacks. He won. I think I remember this duel in midfield where I think it was US duel counter-attacking. Like he just pushed the guy over, and then again he creates a chance for us. So Gallagher for me had a very good game
Hmm.
for how many minutes he came on. But then anyway, and then second goal happened, and then we were defending, and then 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. Ruggieri makes a mistake on the right hand side of the pitch. Again, a stupid foul. I think
I don't
there's
even think it's a
no.
foul,
No, I
honestly.
mean like what again, plates do go down easily. Like it's like you can't. It's like he's facing towards
I
the white line. Like you literally have to like just hold him, not let him turn.
I hear that,
Simple.
but the referee
He'll
had been
go.
fairly consistent when it came to fouls, where he was allowing smaller fouls to not let get through. So I was a little surprised that he gave that foul, considering his consistency across the board for both teams up until that moment, where I thought I'm surprised that's a foul, and then I mean that's how it is. A
Yeah,
cheap
and then
foul becoming a goal of what that is.
exactly, and again, it's the same guy you're marking as well. Like you're not again physical enough to shrug off the defender, and then in this situation, I would also say like sometimes I think Oblak should come out of his line as well.
You're not gonna get that, buddy.
Yeah, I
Oblak is
know,
a
but
lot of
like
things, and
I know, but like like it's
this is
like
one. He's gotten
like,
better at distribution. He's gotten better with his feet. He's gotten better almost at penalties. He's gotten better at a lot of stuff, right? There are certain things that you can't get from certain players, and Oblak coming out to get those things. You ain't getting that. Just accept
yeah,
it.
I know, and like I also know, like like whenever he tries to like come out of his line, he somehow messes it up.
That's
Like
what I'm
I
saying.
like he
So don't
again.
bother.
I mean, even last match as well, like he kind of like messed it up. He lost the ball against Real Madrid. He's messed it up. I think once or twice. So yeah, but again, I'm just saying it's an opinion because again, like I think like these goals could have been stopped like if a goalkeeper comes out. But again, also having said that, the defender should do well. So Ruggieri in that position should do well. He should be, like he should be physical enough to shrug off the defender from not taking that header. But he was not. But anyway, and the second thing I would say again, Jimenez was so stupid. Like he let the ball bounce. I think it was
He controlled it instead of clearing it, which was something I thought was very strange. I was like, why didn't you just clear it? Just keep it safe.
what's the name? Promise. It was Promise. What was the name of the person? I forgot.
I think it was Promise that you're talking about. Wait, they one on one.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
ball is
yeah.
coming to him. He tries to control it, and Promise. I think it's Promise. It takes the ball and go. Or was it Niang? I can't remember.
No, it was Promise. It was like the big guy. He was the big
Yeah.
guy. Jimenez. Yeah, Promise. Promise. David Promise. So yeah, I mean, you let it bounce, and then Oblak has to make the save,
Hmm.
and then there's this next one again. Now we have four defenders. All of them let it bounce. It's a chaos in the box. Oblak gets the ball from again Niang. No, from Niang, and then Jimenez does something very stupid, which I think I don't know. I was very afraid about this. He did very something with stupid with McAllister with that grabbing thing. Did you notice
Mm.
that? And I was very worried about that because the way he did it, there's no ball, and then you just hit him like that for no reason. I don't know why would he do that. Like that was so stupid at that point in the game. Like again, you never
Cascade of
know
errors. It
you
happens. It
never,
happens, but
yeah,
it's just, you don't want it to happen.
exactly. Like you don't want to give any excuse to the referees to give a weird decision against you. And that
Mhm.
was that moment. Like if the referee gives a penalty for that, like I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
And I won't have any complaints as well because that's very stupid. Why would you even do that? There's no reason for you to do that. The ball is in the hand of Oblak.
Hmm.
It's the danger is clear. Like I don't know what are you thinking. You want to wrestle or something? Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then I would say the Alvarez chance, which should be 3-1. That should be 3-1 all the time. Again, we saw this with Griezmann as well against Sevilla. All the time in the world, you have all the time in the world. You wait, and then yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think like it's
It's just a
when
thing.
it when it gets
Some
too
players.
yeah
Yeah.
when it gets too easy you often miss the chance. I don't know why. Like even like, as a player, like I kind of like feel this when it gets too easy,
Hmm.
like you get confused a lot because then you have so many options where you can go and then you end up choosing the worst one of them,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
end up like messing up the chance. But again, I was expecting Julián Álvarez to make it 3-1, either triple past the goalkeeper or anything. But
These are the moments where you could see it. There's like a almost like a bottleneck for certain players. Like there's good players who will this will happen. Like most players, this will happen to, right? Then there's great players this happens to, like Griezmann, as you mentioned, right? Or these other things. And then there are players who somehow supersede that in terms of these moments. Like Suarez in a one-on-one, I'm gonna bet that he's gonna score it. Haaland in a one-on-one, I'm gonna bet he's gonna score it. We call it like certain players when they're in these moments. A lot of times they just default to their finish, so they don't overthink it in those moments, and they will usually get the finisher they want out of it. And obviously, there's no time where he has to keep it up. It's not
one way is like like you make the decision quick. Like for example, you mentioned Haaland, Luis
Mhm.
Suarez. Like the thing about them is like they if again they get the ball, they go 1v1. They don't stop. They don't slow their run. They keep that momentum and they shoot, and that's it, gone. And that usually ends up in a goal. If you look at Haaland, like he goes, he doesn't slow up before shooting. With Griezmann and Alvarez, we saw that they kind of like slowed up. But again, like
When you slow down, you notice that you know that you're overthinking, and the keeper gets initiative. If you keep running, the keeper is panicking now. You know what I mean?
exactly,
You're taking
exactly.
ownership in these situations. Yeah.
Exactly, but again, like I would say, Julian Alvarez should put that ball in the back of the net because again, look at Kylian Mbappe. Like he doesn't miss these chances, and Kylian Mbappe this season he is on fire, and you need to be on that same level. So you need to finish your chances. I mean, I understand, like, like you're not getting that much rest, but again, I mean, these are the chances that I expect you to finish. So you have to finish these chances. You scored one goal, which was again was a bad touch, but then again it was a great finish, and then you're gonna miss this easy chance. So I can just see that did a Griezmann from Sevilla. But anyway, now back to that chance of USG that could have been a 2-2. After that missed chance from Julián Álvarez, that would have been such a bad thing to happen. A 2-2, especially with the fact that what kind of chances wasted up front.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just like from starting, like, okay, the ball goes to the right hand side. Again, Roger is very slow to stop that cross. I don't know why he just waits for the ball to reach the player and then he goes on and in for the press. And then again, the way you try to stop the cross as well, like you don't bend or you don't show your back on a cross. You stand tall. You have to stop the cross. He he bends, shows the back. Again, that is you can't even stop the crosses, man. Come on, man. You have to do better than that.
Yeah.
The ball gets in again. I don't expect Llorente to winning that header against a 6 foot whatever guy he is. I don't expect again Jimenez is trying to win that ball, but again that ball is way too high. He sets it up. He sets it up for his midfielder, which I think again I would say Oblak should come out, but anyway that was way too close. That was way too close.
I
Uh,
saw I saw that header coming back from that left hand side into the empty space in the middle. And I was like, I can't believe you idiots are doing this. Like, like immediately my thought was like, I can't believe we're conceding this. And I was like, oh, nice.
yeah, I'm glad he missed it. I'm glad he missed it. This could have ruined my night.
Yeah,
That goal could have ruined my night. I mean, not just my night, literally every Atleti fans' night. Because again, we had the chance to make it 3-1. We had a penalty not getting called out, and something like this happens. And again, I would have been much harsh on Ruggieri if that would happen. Because again, like you can't just have like that stinker of a game, like literally. But I'm glad that didn't happen. So again, I don't know. I was expecting a goal, and then suddenly I saw like, oh, Oblak has a ball in his hand without any effort or anything. He just do like this with the Power Ranger kind of a thing. But yeah, and then obviously you
Llorente.
go in for the counter attack where again Sorloth again had a good game, good ball to Thiago Almada. Thiago Almada takes a shot, gets a rebound. Marcus Llorente comes out of nowhere, and then bang, it's 3-1, and the game is over. So again, I would say that that's frustrating. That's very frustrating. I think this game shows that there are a few players in Atletico de Madrid that are very tired. They need rest, and then the thing is like there are players that you can't bench as well, and like because the importance of them is just way too much, and the difference from the bench and like the starting 11 is just way too high. For example, you mentioned Marcus Llorente and Molina. True, last season it was not
Very
that much of a
close.
difference, but this season it's a massive difference. And even the left back situation, I think David Hanscom, Matteo Ruggeri, again, it's a massive difference as well. The left back position as well. And again, we haven't seen a
That's
game
more of
where
that left back
we
position
haven't,
is more of a cascading problem, I think.
and then again, we haven't seen the right hand side without Giuliano right now. And when we'll see that problem as well again.
We've seen the right hand side once without Giuliano in a friendly against Inter Milan and Dibia, right? Like we have not seen it outside of that moment. So,
Yeah, but again, I mean, that wasn't really that competitive, I would say.
no, but this is my
But
point. That is inherently is my point. In a season of we've played almost 20 games. We played about 15, 16 games so far, right? We have not seen if Barrios is fit, he plays. There's no if but so maybe he plays. Koke is fit, he plays. If Juliano is fit, he plays. If Alvarez is fit, he plays. Like there's certain players that don't get rotated. I understand. You tried to rotate Jimenez, and then one unfortunately got injured. But I get that you want to have certain players to be proud of, and yeah, you get results and these other things. But you have to be able to rotate some of these players because as good as Llorente is, if something happens to Llorente, we have nothing to follow it up. Because even though I think Pubil has had better minutes in better moments in these smaller minutes, I can't definitively say yeah Pubil is way better than Willian because I don't know. He's had 37 minutes. I don't know. So
True, true, true.
there's things to move from here and there's things to learn from in this situation. And honestly, I can't really say too much differently to you in the second half that you mentioned. The only thing I could really say is, as much as Sola again, I can say probably is as much as Sola played well today. I still feel like the plan A for Atletico is when we play our best. When you give Raspadori had the game of his life. Well, not literally the game of his life, but one of the best games I've seen of him in recently against Frankfurt. We gave him
And
55 minutes and then
in
said,
in
"You're never playing
Atleti,
again."
in Atleti, yeah, in Atleti colors, like he had the best game against Frankfurt.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I can't say that for Napoli, but I can say it for Atletico. It was like, oh, nice. Look at how good those minutes were. Clearly, he's going to have more minutes from this. No, no, not at all, apparently. And then the same is the case for uh, Pubil Almada. Despite the fact that he was playing well, he didn't start. He like this. The way that you're rotating is the wrong way to rotate. Gallagher, despite
I
being in
didn't
a
see much
bad,
of Almada. I didn't see much of Almada in this match.
there wasn't much time to see him, to be fair, but.
No, I mean like he got like again he was substituted like at the same time like Sola and Gallagher came.
I mean, not much happened, to be honest with you. Gallagher had his moments. Amada had his moments. Solas is more visible out of those three, but I don't really care, to be honest. I just think you slow up the play in different ways that I don't appreciate. I want a different system, please, Simeone. I want things to change because it's getting a little frustrating. Because that 3-1 could have easily been, in my eyes, before they even get a chance to score that goal that they got from that corner. They got that could have easily been 3-4-0, and then you would have been comfortable, and they would have been. There's a different headspace you're in when the game is 1-0 or 2-0 versus if you're 4-0 down. And we saw it because we were 4-0 down against Arsenal. When they scored two on us, we tuned up, we tried to get a goal, and we had some really good moments. We scored a third, that was it. The game was done. We didn't have a chance anymore. So
And Simeone was drinking water after that. So yeah, he sat down and he was like, yeah, it's over now. But yeah, like I do get your point. Like again, if again I would have said like Julián Álvarez would have been substituted for Raspadori if the game was easy. If we were winning like 3-0 or let's say 3-1, 4-1, I think then I could have seen Julián Álvarez getting substituted for Raspadori. But again, Julián Álvarez again played the 90 minutes, which again I'm telling is not good. He needs the
why
rest.
did Molina play the 90 minutes? Could you explain that to me?
Why did Molina? Good question. Good question. He was on a yellow card as well. He was on a yellow
I
card
know.
as well. And like you need to defend last 10 minutes. You need to defend a 1-goal lead. He's on a yellow card. You have one substitution remaining as well. Like fine, you put on Llorente. Good. But again, he's on a yellow card. And again, with this Atleti, you can make stupid mistakes. He can get the second yellow card easily.
So
And
I'm not sure why he
exactly.
got the pitch.
So if you don't want to put Carlos Martin, I can understand. You don't want an attacking player. Mark Pubil, perfect player for you to put. He's tall, he's physical, he can play as a centre back as well, and then you can put Llorente as a midfielder.
So you
Perfect guy
can
to put
switch up
in to defend.
5-3-2, you know?
Exactly. You can easily like go and defend your 1-goal lead with Mark Pubil. You'll have much more confidence with Mark Pubil. But again, you don't do that. I don't know why. So this has been the problem with Simeone this season for sure. His game management, man management hasn't been that good this season.
Well, I think that's all we have to say for the most part. I don't really want to do the ratings because I feel like I'll get upset. But so I think
No, but again, we have to do this. We have to be consistent with it. But
you will do the ratings and I will sit down
I'll
and listen.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick. Okay, Oblak. I'll give him. I think he didn't really have much to do other than the stupid goal he conceded, and then but like a few bad passes he had to deal with, and then there was one moment where he had to come out of the line as well. The good awareness. I'll give Oblak 6. I would say 6.5. That'll be fair.
Okay.
And Molina, I'll give him a 6. For me, he was not bad, not good. 6 is fine. And then Jimenez, I'll 6 again, because again Jimenez was not good today at all. But again, he wasn't that bad as well. Like, he did have some good moments too. So 6. David Hansko, for me, the best centre back for this match. So I'll give him a 7. Ruggeri, very bad. I'll give him a 4.
Okay.
And midfield, Giuliano, that's a 8.5 easy. Man of the match, you create the first goal. And again, you defend, you run, you work hard. Again, 8.5 easily. There was this moment, like, where again, like, like, he won the ball, where he had I think it was one day, something like this. He had a loose touch, and Julian Simeone ran, and he had to like pull him to stop him. And again, Julian Simeone was away. But 8.5, Paulo Barrios, another good game. 8. Koke, very rusty. I'll give him a 6. And then Baina, same 6. I didn't see something special today. Julián Álvarez, 7. That's for the goal you scored. But again, you missed a sitter as well. Could have been costly. A 7 for Julián Álvarez. Griezmann, I would say 6.5. And then the substitutes. Gallagher for me was very good, 7.5. Sorloth, same, 7.5. He was good. Thiago Almada. Thiago Almada, I didn't see much of Thiago Almada. I'll give him a 6. Marcus Llorente, you scored a goal, even though you just came for like, what, I don't know, 7-8 minutes. You scored a goal. Sense of relief, I would say. So I'll give him a 7 just for the goal. And then that's it. 4 substitutions. There you go. You wanna do a quick rating?
No. What I will say, I'll say I before this earlier in the day I watched the youth league Atleti youth league game. They won 5-0.
5-5. Yeah, 5-0. Very good game.
And they were comfortable. I saw some players I thought should be getting a little minutes here and there from the first team. We saw Jesus Barrios again having a good time. We saw Taufik getting even better and better. Jorge Dominguez, who is 15, looking like one of the best centre backs we've ever had in our academy. So there's things that I really liked about that, but more so is the fact that when they went on to 10 men, they immediately scored a fifth goal. So I think if there's anything I could learn from that is the difference in mentality, because I feel like after we went 2-0, even though we should have been going for 3, it felt like we were just kind of defending and defending, and then, oh shucks, we conceded. Oh no, and then I don't like what happens to the team when Koke or Koke is off the pitch, or if Koke and Jimenez are not on the pitch. So things to be fixed, things to be done, things to be learned from. That's all. That's my final thoughts.
True. I hope Atleti has a good answer. But anyway, guys, it turns out to be a very long episode, because again, like, we're just recording this right after the match, so the thoughts are very fresh. That's why as well. So do let us know your opinions on the match. What do you guys think about the match? How do you feel about it? What are your feelings about it? What do you guys thought about the starting lineup, the first half, the second half, and how much would you rate the players, and who would be your man of the match? Do let us know your opinions, and like and subscribe. We do need your support. So help us reach 500 subscribers, and we'll see you guys again for the preview of the match against Levante on the weekend. So until then, hope Atleti enjoy these 3 points, and enjoy the Liverpool win as well. We'll see you guys soon for the weekend match. Ciao ciao. Hope Atleti.